if you are looking for a DJ, I've got just the contact for you. His name is DJ Devin Lesh. He is local in Emery County and Carbon County. We are doing an interview today, so stay tuned. If you're interested in learning more about Devin, he's got a ton of energy and great passion. We're actually going to be having him as our DJ for the Polar Purpose Plunge coming up, and we're so excited for that and the energy that he's going to bring to our little party and festivities there. So if you're committing to one goal or want to commit to one goal, we'd love to have you come to the Polar Purpose Plunge and jump in to kickstart your goal journey. And we know that if you can do that, and you can, then you absolutely can make your goal happen. You can do anything you put your mind to. Pretty incredible when we can overcome our mind and our body. So anyhow, we look forward to seeing you at the Polar Purpose Plunge. We're going to be doing some fun things. We have a horse-drawn wagon rides. We have a scavenger hunt. We'll be giving raffle tickets out for the things that you participate in. And we've got some great donations from local businesses, Magnuson's Lumber, Ace Hardware, Fatty's, Ours Pizza, some great raffle prizes to give out. So stay tuned for more details and check out this interview with DJ Dev if you're looking for a family-friendly DJ that can come and host your corporate events, your wedding, your family events, any way you want to party. Hello. We are here with Devin Lesh, DJ Dev. So excited to do a little deep dive with him and kind of see where his passion lies and how he helps bring the party to our social atmosphere. So I have Devin here, and he recently moved to Castledale. So Devin, why don't you tell us a little bit about maybe, who you are in general and what brought you to Castledale?
Oh, of course. So my name's Devin Lesh. I'm a DJ, professional DJ. I originally was born and raised in West Jordan, Utah, my entire life. And then me and my wife just recently moved down here to Castledale. And reason being is because my grandmother lives down here, and her husband, so my step grandpa, recently passed away, and so she's living by here all by herself. And so we came down here to take an opportunity to one, take care of her, and two, become homeowners. And so we just kind of did two birds with one stone down here, and it worked out because I'm able to work from home professionally and then still do my other passion as well. So it was a really good situation for all of us, and we're happy to be here.
That is awesome. I love that you're here helping your grandma and loving her. And I think, there's a season of life where our parents take care of us and then we grow into adulthood, and then that season turns and we then have that opportunity as adults to help out our parents and our grandparents. And that just shows an incredible character for you and your wife and being willing to do that. And it sounds like, there's a mutual win-win there, but really, I mean, you guys had the courage and the desire to help her out, and that's pretty impressive. So thanks for sharing that with us. That's
Yeah, you're
exciting.
welcome.
So when did you realize you kind of were excited to be a DJ? What was that initial experience that you're like, oh, okay, this sounds pretty awesome?
It's kind of funny. So back in high school, so this kid, his name is Parker Andrees. He's actually now my business partner, but he went to Bingham High School and I went to Copper Hills. And he was going through our high school handing out little business cards saying that he's throwing a big Halloween party. And me and my friends at the time were like, yo, there's a big Halloween party. Let's just go to it. And so we had no idea who this kid was, and we had no idea what to expect. But we went to this Halloween party, and it was at that time like the greatest time of my life. It was like, oh, this is so much fun. Like a lot of kids from different high schools and all over the valley came to it. And while I was there, I was looking at this kid DJing, and he wasn't amazing at the time, but in my eyes, I didn't know any better. So I thought he was like the coolest thing in the world. And so that like kind of triggered or flipped the switch in my mind saying like, okay, that's something I want to do. I want to be able to bring energy, uh, bring all people together and just make a huge party. And so after that, started, I just just started researching what to do, and I bought some gear and so became a bedroom DJ, and I just kept on pushing hard to do these events. And that my first event was actually with the kid that threw the party, Parker Andrees. And then from there on, it just kind of took off, and we've been partners ever since. We've been best friends. He actually DJed my wedding. I've helped him out with a lot of gigs. We went into business together, and now it's just kind of taken off at this point. So it's been a very successful business. I'm very grateful that I'm able to do this on the weekends and be able to bring that energy and still have fun.
I love your energy, Devin. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is fun too. When I called Devin and asked if he'd be interested in doing an interview with me, and we kind of talked about timeline, and he's like, well, let's do it tonight. Like, he is all about, let's just make things happen. And I love that initiative. I love that energy. I love that happy enthusiasm. And he is no doubt passionate. He is super, super excited. So he's going to be our DJ for our Polar PURPOSE Plunge, and we are just elated. We cannot wait. It's going to be so fun and so exciting, and he is definitely going to bring the energy. So I love this story with your best friend, your current best friend. So you're saying you initially got excited by this DJ that was at your friend's party, the friend that you're now business partners with. Is that right?
Yes, and like that like really pushed me over the edge, because I used to always be in charge of music whenever I would go to friends' houses or go to parties or things like that in high school. And so after seeing like what he was doing, I was like, okay, I can do that because I'm already doing it now. That just will kind of take another step above of what I'm doing.
Awesome. So he that passion you already embraced, you were able to see him in action. You're like, wow, this is another level that really you probably hadn't been introduced to until that time.
Yes, exactly. And then like with that passion, I'm glad that I was able to see that and I actually did something about it, because
Yes,
I was able to travel to multiple different states and just bring my passion to a lot of different people. So I'm very grateful for it.
that is so, so awesome. So this partnership that you talk about with you and your friends, so your company's called Zion Events, is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
So with Zion Events, is that solely you, or is your business partner also into that, and then you guys kind of help plan the parties together, or you just focus on the DJ? What's it look like now for you?
So Zion Events is just with me, and this is a company that I have always kind of envisioned in my mind, like for an event company. And I took the opportunity to start up down here because I'm new to the area. And I just wanted to take a leap and just create it because it's always been in my mind. And the best, my saying that I always say with that I always like to say is the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. So I just was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. And I made this event company, and the event company that my friend are partners with, it's a live entertainment, and that's based off of in Salt Lake City, and that's his company. But me and him have been working on it and just kind of became partners that way. So that's how we kind of differentiate.
Gotcha. Okay. So from the time in high school that you started this, how long have you been DJing and bringing the social party to the atmosphere?
Oh, I went to the party when I was about 15, 16 years old. And so that's when I'm about started. And I'm 26 right now, so about 10 years.
That is so awesome. I love how you just grabbed onto the horns and just went for the ride. And, because some people get scared and nervous that they're not sure what to do, but you just followed your passion, and you let that passion lead and guide you. And then it turned into this company for you and your buddy. And now you're doing your own thing with Zion Events. I'm so, so excited for you. And I love, that you really want to have this impact on the community. And Emery County and Carbon County is a little bit different than Salt Lake. And so what's kind of been your experience so far? I know you've done a few events over at USU. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've been doing? And even maybe throw in a little bit about your gig in Park City that you just did?
Yeah, so events down here in Emery and Carbon County are a little bit different. It's just the more small town, well, it's just a small town home vibe. And so one things that I figured out doing down here is I had to become, I guess, one with the community, get to know the community a lot better. And so I just start talking with everyone. And that's how I got gigs at USU. I just started throwing events down there because I knew that they'd never throw in any kind of events down here. And so I was decided that, you know what, let's just throw an event, see what happens, and see if people notice. And I threw an event at Halloween, and it was a cool event. I hired like a snake handler. I did a lot of different things, and brought a sound system. And like people showed up, but they just the people that did show up, they were still kind of skeptical about what's going on because this is such a new thing in this area. They didn't know what to expect. But after that, the word got out, and so I threw another event at USU, and that was a bigger hit because it was closer to campus and the college kids knew who I were, and the word kind of got out a lot faster. And then I've been just helping out with events down there, and that slowly trickled off to people from Carbon County figuring out, like Carbon High School figuring out me out. I started doing things with Emory High School, and then it just kept on trickling forward. It just kind of the word just kind of spread out, and I ended up doing an event in Park City for Skull Candy. And that was from a previous relationship that I had with another client. But that's how I've just kind of figured out with this is you need to know people, and you got to get your name out there, and then it just kind of spreads like wildfire, especially down here in this area. So, and I'm excited to be able to be working with you because that's how it kind of came out, was just word of mouth. And I'm looking forward to doing more work in this area and with you in the future.
Awesome. Yes, 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 yes. So, so, so cool. So, Devin, he's just willing to put himself out there, and that can be hard. But I feel like because he's so in tune and in line with his vision and his passion and his purpose, like it kind of fuels you. So, what can you tell us a little bit about, you know, I'm sure that things aren't necessarily always easy and there's probably some obstacles that have popped up, but because your passion fuels you, how do you look and perceive maybe some of those roadblocks or speed bumps or whatever you might call them?
Hmm. I would say the best thing to do if you're into these speed bumps or blocks or like walls in the road or walls, whatever you want to call it, is you need to learn to adjust on the spot and just learn from those things. So, for instance, the Halloween event that I did, I put a lot of money and time into it, and it didn't turn out the way that I was hoping it would be. But that was a learning experience to be like, okay, I need to work on my marketing. I need to figure out what it is that people were scared about, or why they didn't show up. And I found out it was, one, I wasn't well known. Two, this is something totally new and people are scared, and they're like, well, this event, this party, I don't know if it was going to be family friendly. I don't know if it was going to be some like sketchy thing that people are just doing, or a scam. And so I just needed to adjust my horizons or my foresights, and just figure out and just learn from those experiences. And as a DJ, you run into a lot of roadblocks. It could be like marketing, it could be throwing events, it could be like being hired to do an event and not doing the greatest job. But you just always need to look past those things and be willing to learn from those experiences, and always be willing to improve. And that's the one thing I've always done. Oh, and another thing came to my mind is be sure to always have that passion that you used or that you use to start this thing. Because if you start losing that passion, then people are going to notice it. And so there's been some gigs and some events where I had to turn down because I knew my full heart and passion wasn't going to be in that. And yeah, the pay could have been good, but my heart wouldn't have been fully invested into that. And I know that if my passion and if my passion and heart isn't fully there, then it's not going to be relayed correctly to the clientele. So those are just my words of advice.
That is really, really good and insightful and wise, especially, at your age with your experience. Like, you've already learned so much just by being committed to your passion and being true to yourself, which is fulfilling for you. And then, like you say, it's fulfilling for the guests that you're helping to bring the party to. I love that. That is so, so good. So with your DJ atmosphere, what's ideal for you? What really connects with your heart and your energy?
I am a big electronic dance music fan, so anything involving that I love. So I've done a lot of clubs, and a lot of weddings, and I feel like those two are really passionate about. And every once in a while, I'll do a corporate or a charity event, which I like, or like this Polar Plunge. There's been a few events I've done with corporate events where just like offering my time, and those events have always been very great. And so I just try to stick within those things where I know my strengths are. But every once in a while, I'm okay to dabble into something else because like I might like for instance, I did a Hispanic Latin wedding and I don't know a lick of Spanish. And I was like, should I be doing this? Because like this is not my forte. I don't know the music. But after doing that event, I found out I have a huge passion for Latin music. I think it is the most amazing music. I love it. And they ended up hiring me for two more of their daughters' weddings. And so I just knew, okay, I know I love it. I don't have the language, but I know I'm good at the music and I have a passion for that. So I'm willing to try new things, but if I don't end up liking it, then I'll let my clients know in the future. But I've found what I like and I like to stick around that. But at the same time, I'm willing to push myself to see if I can still do more things, you know?
That's perfect. That is so awesome. So I was in the army for 14 years and I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan 3 times. But while we were there to kind of take our mind off war, they would do Latin dancing and salsa and merengue and bachata. And I had never really been exposed to the Latin music either, but I'm with you. I love it. There's an energy about it that I just haven't experienced in any other music.
Mhm. Yeah, it's amazing. It's and just the Latin culture in general. They're willing to dance, they're willing to have fun. And not only are they willing to dance, but they know how to dance, like the salsa, merengue, bachata. They know how to do these couples dancing. And that's kind of the same passion I feel with swing dancing. I'm not a huge country fan, but I love swing dancing, just the camaraderie and just the skill that comes with that. So that's I love doing that as well.
That's awesome. And so we're going to be doing some swing dancing and different dances at the Swell Retreat. So we're excited to invite you to be a part of that and as we continue to grow in the future ourselves. So this is so fun. Devin, I just love your passion and your energy and the social atmosphere that you help create that brings people out. Do you have uh, maybe any thoughts or experience with how important that social part is in our lives and how important it is for us to connect and kind of intermingle at parties and weddings and stuff like that?
Yeah, having a social life is a very important part of our lives, whether that be actually going out and speaking with people or being with people online. And I know we all experienced that during 2020 with COVID, and that was a very rough part in a lot of people's lives, especially myself, because the DJing was all the way down. Like we weren't allowed to have social events, and so we had to figure out ways to still get that social just that social gathering, the social needs met. And so a lot of people resorted to live streaming or online gaming or just something to get those social needs met. And on my end, I really did feel that. And it's very important to be able just to speak with people, be there for each other because like even if you're an introverted person and you don't like to go out as much, you still need something or someone there to be able to speak with, especially and to be able to speak with and to kind of talk about your feelings or you just talk about like your day or something because those social needs are so crucial that deal with like mental health and things like that and because we all experienced it and so like I'm just a huge advocate for being social and just being with your peers and whether I don't care how you get that way but just do it because you will feel so much better by the end of it. It's kind of like working out, like you get that rush of serotonin and dopamine. So being social with people and speaking with someone that you love and care about can really change your mindset and help out with your any mental illnesses or things you might be going through.
Oh, I love that. That is so true. I think kind of like what you're talking about. Sometimes the hardest part about getting to the gym is taking the first step or starting that run or workout. It's that first step where in our minds we have to overcome that. And I'm an introvert. And so sometimes I'm like, well, I don't really want to put myself out there. And it's more comfortable just being at my house and being at peace. But I think you're so right. I think it's so important that in our minds, if we could just get over that fear of being out amongst our peers and being social. Especially, I think we all got a little bit used to the way things were during COVID times where it was just hard. And so we just became more dependent on ourselves, and how important it is that we really strive to be interdependent and get that social support and make those connections. Because then when times get tough, we have people to reach out to, and we have somebody that understands us and knows us and can relate with us. And it's not fun to be alone, it's nice to have people around, and especially people that enjoy the same type of experiences. And so I think Devin is working hard to bring some more experiences to Emory and Carbon County. And I'm so grateful for his energy and his passion in doing that, so that we can all get out and connect on a little bit more fun level, but also on a deeper level, so that when times get tough, we have each other to rely on. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Devin. Is there any last thoughts that are coming to your mind, or any last things that you want people to know about Zion events?
No, I don't really have any comments or things like that, but just be prepared. There's gonna be a lot of good things happening here in this area, and I'm really excited. I'm gonna be working with more companies in the future, so just keep your eyes out, and I'm excited to be meeting more of you and working with you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Devin's going to be our DJ at the Polar Purpose Plunge, and we're really wanting to connect with the community and get together and rally around one goal that you're excited to accomplish this year. I believe fully that if you can plunge into the cold water, that really you can do anything you set your mind to. And that, 2 months down the road, when times get tough or your goal gets hard, you can look back and be like, I jumped into that ice cold water. I can get my mind and body to do anything. Because sometimes we're our worst enemy. Sometimes we're our biggest roadblock because we can't get out of our mind. Sometimes we can't get off the couch. And so if you can commit to a goal and jumping into the water at Swell Retreat and Little Lake Elevate on this upcoming Saturday, we can't wait to see you and support you and rally around you and your efforts. And then we're also reaching out in a way where studies show that when people have a purpose and times get tough, that the goal is to have them reach to that purpose and not, the choice of suicide and ending their lives. Right now, the statistics in Utah are staggering. Ages 10 to 24 in Utah, the number one cause of death is suicide. And so we're just wanting to help connect people, help get strong through that social environment that Devin provides, helping each other to rally around the hard times and lift each other up and support each other's goals, and know that each of us really do have a divine purpose here on earth. And I love that Devin is connected with I feel like God made him to be this party person that brings the energy, that brings the love, that brings the passion. And I hope you could feel it in this interview with him. But I know every interaction I've had with him has been full of that energy and that passion. And so excited to have him at the Swell Retreat. He'll be working this Polar Purpose Plunge with us and helping to unite the community. And then we look forward to him doing weddings at the retreat and our marriage retreats and all sorts of events that we plan to have there. So we are just so delighted that you've moved to Emory County, Devin. We look forward to the impact that you're going to have here. And we look forward to partnering in some of that impact with you to bring the community together and strengthen each other and help unite people with their purposes and passions and just that natural energy that's in people. So thank you so much for doing this, Devin. And thank you each of you for watching and being a part of this with us.
Yep. Thanks, Lacy. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, you bet. And then I'll put Devin's contact information in the links below so that you're able to reach out with him and connect with him and sign him up for your parties for the year. Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.